As you are very much aware, INEC has declared the governorship election in Taraba State inconclusive because, according to the Electoral Commission, the number of cancelled votes was more than the difference between the votes gathered by the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, that is my humble self, and Mr. Darius Ishaku of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. However, that conclusion by INEC does not, and I emphasize, does not reflect what really transpired in the said elections. In many wards, cutting across many local governments, the elections either did not hold in accordance with INEC guidelines or results were doctored. Despite several reports, complaints, and protests to INEC, that is INEC supervisory polling officers, electoral officers, the resident electoral commissioner, and the returning officers of INEC by our party field officers, myself, and the party chairman at the state level on the irregularities while they were going on during the election process and after the voting process at collation levels. The INEC failed to react and went ahead to accept most of the flawed results. The affected local government areas are Ukari local government, Kurmi local government, Yoro local government, Karimlaimi local government, Ardokola local government, Sardauna local government, Zinc local government, Bali local government, Lau local government, Donga and Takum local government areas. That's 11 local government areas out of the 16 local governments in which various irregularities were recorded in the state. After much pressure and complaints at the State Collation Center, the INEC cancelled only the results of Donga local government area, and some few units in the remaining local governments complained of, leaving a chunk of results of other areas that were complained of, that is without being cancelled. Here is a summary of the problems which the elections in the listed local governments, listed local governments. 1, widespread non-use of card readers or destruction of the machines. 2, non-accreditation of voters. 3, subversion of the rights of the people to exercise their franchise. 4, the use of security agencies in aid of the PDP. 5, kidnap of electoral officers by the PDP with the help of security agencies. 6, ballot stuffing. 7, collation of results in non-INEC designated areas. 8, non-delivery of electoral materials in many parts of the local governments listed above. 9, the apparent complicity of INEC officials and security at all levels in the state. 10, the resort to vote allocations on result sheets by the PDP. 11, violence that led to injuries and loss of lives. Let me now give some specific instances in some of the local government areas listed above. At Jibu Ward in Ukari local government area, voting took place in only 3 out of the 27 polling units. And we complained and complained and complained. I complained to the REC more than 100 times that voting materials or electoral materials, sensitive and insensitive, were not taken to the polling stations. At Bantaja Ward also, in Ukari local government, voting took place in only 11 out of the 56 polling units, but results for all the polling units were returned. In Kurmi local government, card readers were not used at all, and election did not take place, but results were returned. The PDP simply relied on security agencies to rig the polls and write results. In Yoro local government, voting materials were snatched while residences of PDP officials were used for ballot stuffing and writing results. APC agents were brutally beaten and chased out of the voting centers. So also was the case in Zing local government area. In Karim Luamid, the local government of the local government of the present acting governor, who personally, the acting governor of Taraba State, current one, personally, with the aid of his security escorts, spearheaded ballot stuffing, snatching and stuffing, abduction of electoral officers, card readers were not used in many places, APC agents were chased away, and results written in favor of the PDP. In Sardauna local government, PDP officials colluded with INEC officials to reduce APC governorship votes from 72,584 to 28,860, after having declared the initial results of 72,584 in favor of the APC at the polling units. That is in Sardauna local government. In Takum, APC agents were chased away, with some of them shot at and injured by security agents. Card readers were not used, and INEC collation officers refused to collate results in several wards. In some wards of Takum local government, like Kashimbila and Chanchangi wards, there was violence and destruction of sensitive materials, but results were still rendered. It is also pertinent to mention here the blatantly partisan and shameful role that INEC in the conduct of the gubernatorial elections in the state. The resident electoral commissioner never hid his partisanship and bias, as he ignored all complaints and petitions taken by the APC. Also, as part of the irregularities, we were reliably informed that one Mr. Bala Aji, a native of Wukari local government area, who heads the ICT unit at the INEC office in Jalingo. He is the custodian of the PVCs, the card readers, and he is responsible for the configuration of the card readers. He issued to the PDP unclaimed PVCs and card readers to be used for rigging elections in Wukari and other local government areas in favor of the PDP. In conclusion, in view of the information stated above, we have decided to make the following calls on INEC. That the INEC should set aside the declaration of inconclusiveness of the results for Taraba State, the results of all the areas affected by irregularities in the 11 local government areas should be cancelled outrightly, after which a fresh collation should be done and a winner declared. Or in the alternative, the result of all of the entire state should be cancelled and a fresh election in the state conducted. This is in view of the widespread irregularities in most of the local government areas of the state. In the event that the overall result is cancelled and a fresh election ordered, such should not be conducted under the supervision of the current INEC officials in the state, as they have shown sufficient evidence of bias and complicity in the April 11th election. A total overhaul of the INEC in Taraba State should be a prerequisite for any fresh election in the state. The national headquarters of INEC should immediately launch a probe into the conduct of the April 11th governorship election in Taraba State to ensure that the rights of the people of Taraba State to choose their leaders are not abridged by conniving INEC officials, security men, and desperate PDP members. Finally, considering the partisan posture of the security in the state during the 11th April election, there should be a massive redeployment in the interest of fairness and justice. I thank you all for listening.